Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
My name is Josh Chomick.
And I'm Jordan.
Oh, boys, it's good to be back.
Sobo, welcome back. And Jordan, welcome back.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Jordan hasn't been on since when?
Well, episode 100, but I was the fourth man, so I feel like I didn't really talk that much.
I was saying this is like a completely different episode than last week because it was me, Jimmy, and Anthony producing, and now it's me, Sobo, and Jordan. Completely different setup.
We're transient. There's a new person here every week. It's like it's more than just you and I, which is good. I think we should grow into that.
I love that.
Where you and I could just go on cruise control and give away the podcast.
Well, how was your sabbatical, your first week off of the podcast ever, Josh?
Dude, it was so bad.
Was it weird not being here?
Well, I couldn't be here. So my wife got sick. She had a stomach thing, was throwing up. And it was probably the worst night of my life.
Dude, food poisoning is the absolute worst thing to happen to anyone.
Yeah. So she's up like puking. My daughter wants to nurse. So the poor girl was up like all night. And I can't do really anything in that situation. I'm like trying to put June to sleep. And I don't know. June like almost knew something was wrong because she was just screaming all night.
I think like babies can sense when like their parents are like in pain or hurting or something.
Probably. But you ever have one of those nights for whatever reason? I mean, maybe it's more common if you're a parent, but it's one of those nights where around like at the most random time, like 1:50 in the morning, you just kind of go, yeah, this night's just shot. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason. Maybe like your upstairs neighbors are walking around for whatever reason. But that was the feeling I had was at like 2 a.m. I was like, this is done. We're just up all night.
And like Josh was still trying to do the pod. And like in my head, I was just like, dude, take the week off. Like you've never missed a week, but I could really tell Sobo did not want to miss. And we eventually got him to like rest and be with the fam. So that was good.
I hate missing. I mean, that's the first time I've missed. I don't like missing this. I didn't even know how you guys are going to do it, to be honest. No offense, but because I read the headlines, I read the articles. Like I was like, I'm kind of a big piece of this whole the puzzle.
What did you think? How did you think I did?
I thought you guys did a good job.
It was not like I don't like hosting because there's a lot to read. So props to you, dude. Like we said it last week. Like you're a great captain. Like you're really driving this cruise ship the right direction, and it's hard to like carry a podcast like that. And like I feel like you've gotten like. You still have your struggles or whatnot. You say it's hard, but like you've done it for 100 episodes plus. So like I feel like you're starting. You've gotten into a rhythm.
Well, I'm glad. I'm actually really glad for the evolution of this podcast that it happened.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you guys had to do it because for a few reasons. Because I think for growth of format overall,
yes,
us all being able to experience different roles is good. For me personally. I don't think, people listen to a podcast, they have critiques of things you say and all this stuff. And people literally just think a podcast. I mean, some podcasts are just talking. Mm-hmm. But like even like if you listen to Joe Rogan, people go, oh, he's just talking to people. But I think that guy's a master at interviews. People don't understand how.
Of course.
I mean, pun intended, like the mental jujitsu going on there in his conversations. That's really impressive. Doing this, it's really not an easy feat to sit and, read headlines. I told you most of the time when I'm reading an article, I've already read the articles, but I'm not really picking up on what I'm reading because I'm just so focused on enunciating and communicating clearly and not stuttering. And like, I want the listeners to hear what I'm saying. And it's so hard to do that. And you realize I'm not as good of a reader as I thought I was. At least out loud. Reading out loud is hard. So
since episode 1, you've definitely gotten like better, like hearing.
I hope so. I mean, it's still hard. You realize there's a lot of weird names in news in New Jersey. There's a lot of street names and town names and
even like
county
pronouncing
names.
Last names is hard.
Yeah.
Like you just never know sometimes.
But you did a good job. Like I was listening. I got about 25 minutes in. I had to stop.
Oh, did you listen past 25 minutes?
No.
Oh, no.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know if
really
that's is that a bad sign, Jordan? Like he stopped listening.
No, I was listening on my way to work and I turned it off and
he was probably like, dang it, I should have been there. No,
it was good. I mean, I think.
Did you like my cruise ship analogy? I thought that was a good reference.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, that's kind of the way I see it with my position is I need to keep us. I feel like I'm a cowboy and you guys are like the cattle, and I got to just be like, all right, get through the gate. Come on, next story.
We're following you.
And sometimes you guys hem and haw about it. Like you're like, no, like you give me like a look like, no, I want to keep talking about this.
Yeah.
But for the sake of forward motion. We got to keep it moving.
We got a lot of calls, and I saw a few mailbag calls of people being like, "Yo, Chum, you definitely steered the cruise ship in the right direction. Good job." So like, I appreciate everyone for their nice words, and it was not easy, and it was a blast. It was so much fun, but it's definitely good to have you back.
We never got to recap. I wasn't here for the Ben Gravy recap, which is
That's
cool.
what we got to talk about.
So we did our first interview as the Garden State, and I felt great about the interview overall. I thought it was a good conversation. Ben Gravy is such a nice human being, and just was great talking to him. Any thoughts on that before we just do like our weekend recap?
I just like what I basically said was it was just so weird to like sit on this table and just look at him and being like, wow, we're actually doing an interview. Like, this is wild. And also we met him for the first time in that moment. So like, it's also like you're meeting a person for the first time, having a conversation with 3 cameras recording you. It's like, it's a very weird vibe, but I thought it went very well. Like after 20 minutes in, we definitely figured out like a pace and we got really comfortable talking to him.
I felt really, so I felt for the first 15, 20-ish really out of my element.
Because you were trying to steer the ship and you just didn't know how you wanted to format it pretty much.
So there's 3 of us sitting with him, which is hard because I don't know where to start and where to end. Like, I don't know when you guys are going to chime in and when you're not going to chime in, and I don't want it to get awkward.
Yeah.
So I kind of carried it on my back to go like, okay, well, I'm just going to, run with it. And it started to be really hard. Mm-hmm. But
after 20 minutes, there's something like flipped, like a switch flipped. And like, there weren't those moments of hesitation anymore. It was just like flow. Yeah.
It just felt like we found a groove. We found the groove.
And for our first interview, I think it was pretty good.
Well, Ben Gravy is super hospitable and just, like we said, a nice human
just a very
overall.
Chill dude.
And he brought us a skateboard. And I thought he was the perfect person to kick it off with.
It was awesome. Also, all the clips we posted on Instagram and TikTok of like Ben, like they all did really well. So people like were very receptive to it.
Oh yeah. So that was a big win. So that was out last week. But other than that, I mean, man, life's been kind of business as usual for me.
Strictly.
And are we getting snow anytime soon, Josh, in New Jersey?
Yeah, I think so.
When?
End of February into March. Is it confirmed? I don't know. These forecasters, everyone's dreamcasting these days, but they say like this weekend's going to get into the 60s. It's going to be beautiful this Saturday. Go outside, enjoy your day. It's going to be so nice. It might be there might be a few showers, but it's going to be in the 60s. So that's amazing. But they say the temperature is going to drop after this weekend, go back to normal winter temperatures. And there could be some storm systems in later this month into March. So don't give up hope yet, snow lovers. We might get some snow again.
I would like one. Here's where I'm at. Okay.
You want one massive one.
I want one big one.
That's what I've been saying.
I want one where my wife and I are like, hey, we're staying in.
We're stuck in the home.
We're going to watch some good 90s, 80s, and 90s movies. We're going to get the Costco chicken pot pie, and we're just going to chill.
Do you still shovel your property even though your landlord like does that stuff or no?
I tried to help him one time, and he just was not.
He just got mad?
I was... you got to tip your landlord. Have you seen those memes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's like a whole meme culture online.
What is it? The thin tan line?
Yeah. Where everyone's, the tan line. People, it's like a big meme where people are like, make sure to tip your landlord. And it's like memes of them holding up society. No, but I actually went out one time to help him shovel the driveway. We have like a gravel driveway. And
those are the worst to shovel, by the way.
Yeah. And I just felt bad because he was working out there for a while. I was like, hey, can I help? I'll take the shovel for a bit, take a break. And he got like annoyed because I guess
you probably did it wrong.
you have to be so particular, like very light shovel scoops so you don't scoop the rocks. And I was like, all right, I'm just trying to be nice, but you do it, whatever. I'm paying you to do it.
Because I love shoveling the snow. I love using the snowblower. So like that, those are my favorite things to do on a snow day. So if I had like a landlord have to do that for me, I would be so mad.
Well, that's why I want a house. I want to be in my own house, so I want to get a nice airy snowblower, man, or a nice, like I said, the Honda with the Trex. I want to salt the driveway the night before, man. Like, what is it about that? It's in our nature as dudes, where it's just that gets me excited, gets me fired up.
My friend, he lives in Minnesota, and obviously they get a lot of snow. And his neighbor, he has kind of like the dream setup. His neighbor goes to Florida every winter, leaves the house, so he basically has a deal with my friend where my friend has to like snow blow and like clean his driveway up, but the guy pays him and also leaves him the snowblower. So now my friend has
good.
a free snowblower to use the entire winter, and and he gets paid to do it.
My
That's the
in-laws,
dream.
my father-in-law went in halvesies on a snowblower with his neighbor. I think that's some like old school stuff that doesn't exist anymore.
100%.
Like your neighbor, you're like, all right, look, it's $600, 300 each. We'll split it, which is smart because you use
Especially
it.
in Jersey, you only have 3 months to use it.
Yeah, you're going to use it like 3 times maybe a year at best. And you do your driveway in 40 minutes. So like really, there's like 2 hours of runtime a year on that thing.
I think it's like a very old world idea. Like growing up, we didn't have a snowblower, but my neighbor did.
Yeah.
And like my neighbor would do his driveway, then he'd just like offer his snowblower to us, being like, "Hey, you guys want to use it?" And it was just like, it's just like a thing you do. It's a thing out of kindness, but
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. I think we had one neighbor that would do the whole sidewalk. He had this, it looked like a Panzer, like this massive snowblower. And he would just go straight. And our block was long. It was probably 1,000 feet long. And he would just walk slowly down. And in my mind as a kid, I'm like, I know he's doing that because it's just really fun.
Of course. I love, like, people complain about like snow blowing and all that. I love that stuff.
Yeah,
that's therapeutic to me.
So
Give me that.
What did you do this weekend?
I played golf.
I should have guessed that.
I mean, it was nice out. Did I play golf this weekend? No, I played on the sim. I played one day this week. Oh, I played on Sunday, actually. I went to Mattawang. So, yeah, I did play.
Mattawang.
Mattawang? I don't know.
Matawan?
Mattawang.
Is there wait, what word are you saying?
It's in Montgomery, New Jersey. Mattawang.
Not Matawan.
No, not Mattawang. No, the course is called Mattawang.
Oh, Mattawang.
What town is that in?
I thought we were just getting roasted by the listeners.
What town does that say?
Montgomery Township.
Yeah, Montgomery.
I thought you were trying to say Matawan.
No,
I was like, we're going to get
come
roasted.
on. Josh,
Oh my
103
gosh.
episodes in. I can't mess up a town name like that.
Jordan, what did you do this weekend, man? I saw you, things look a little different.
What? I bought a car.
You bought a car.
That wasn't over the weekend, though.
Oh.
That was Tuesday. But I bought a car on Tuesday.
That still counts. Like, what did you do this past week?
Okay. Yeah, I bought a car.
Congrats.
Thank you.
It looks nice.
Thank you.
You're very fancy.
Am I?
Yeah, what do you want to give a shout out to the dealership that helped you out with this?
I don't know.
I don't think that's a good idea.
What township was it in?
Mawa.
Okay.
Mawa.
You can't give out free promotion, though.
Mawa's Route 17, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Nothing like buying a car.
I know. It hurt, though.
Why?
Just hurt my bank account buying it.
Because he's a cash man, bro. He's not leasing. He's not financing. He rolled up and said, you know what? Here's a check. Which is like the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
I made
you paid it off in full.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. You don't have no payments now.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of when I went to get Shelby's car, I got the cashier's check before going because I knew what we wanted to buy. Mm-hmm. And the guy, once he knew I had a cashier's check, it was like he had me in a chokehold, and I just walked. I had to leave because he was just playing games with me.
These salesmen, bro, are
yeah,
the worst.
It was so dirty that I was like, and I just wanted to buy. It was right when we were getting married. I was like, she needs like a solid car. My truck is 20 years old, and I don't mind it. But so I was like, we're not leasing it. I just want to buy it so we have it. And once they know, did they mess with you at all, knowing that you were paying cash?
Well, I didn't tell them I was going to pay cash at first because I was going to finance part of it.
Yeah.
But then after seeing the interest rates, I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
What was the interest rate they gave you?
Like 10%.
10?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Should be illegal.
No way.
Yeah. Once I saw
dude.
it, I'm like, okay, no.
Holy cow. That's insane.
Well, that's like for the used car, like interest rate is insane.
10. I got like a
like
way lower one. Well, I got insane numbers like that, but eventually like I found a decent one.
Jordan's like, my credit score is literally 435. I don't know why their interest rate's so high.
No, my credit score is like 750, 760. So
No,
I'm
I'm kidding. But that's
why I'm like, why is it so high? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's the market right now, bro.
I heard they tack points on. I don't know. Listen, man, don't get me down the rabbit hole of car
Listen,
sales.
I'm not buying a new car anytime
opinions.
soon because I got a car like 2 years ago, but like I need a guy. And on this podcast, I feel like there's that guy listening. Like I need a salesman who I could trust, who could be my friend, my boy.
They're all your friend.
No, they're not. They're all just trying to scam me and take my money. I need a guy. I need the guy to come through for me if I ever need to buy a car or something like that.
You're saying a trusted dealership.
No, not
Perhaps-
a
or
dealership. I
just
need
somebody that
just
knows-
a trusted guy.
Perhaps
I have a trusted
partner of the Garden State that's trusted that we could send people to.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll see if we can work on that.
And also, if I need to buy something, I need that guy to not try to like scam me or take my money, but to be my friend and be honest with me, being like, this is not a good move, Josh, or like, here's a deal for you. I'm not trying to steal your money. I need a guy like that. And right now, I don't have a guy.
They always throw in those hidden costs, though.
Oh, the hidden costs are the worst.
Well, that was why I walked out of the dealership when I almost bought Shelby a car. Was they had the what's the pre-qualified or whatever. It's like when cars are. Oh, what is it called when it's like it's a used car?
Certified pre-owned.
Certified pre-owned. That's what it was. And
I hate that
the
term.
sticker price was $2,500 cheaper, but they were like, no, you have to pay $2,500 for the certified pre-owned whatever, like to get it certified. And I was like, I don't want to have it certified. Like, why is the sticker price on it different? The number in the lot is $2,500 cheaper, and he's like, no, we can't. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry, and he left to try to play the game where he like gives me a little space. And as he left, I looked at Shelby. I was like, we're leaving. We're getting this guy's scamming.
I did that, bro. I went through like
just walked out.
10 dealers when I was trying to buy. Like people are just trying to throw me things like that left and right. I was like, no. Stop taking my credit card. Stop taking all my information. No, like I just want to buy a car.
I landed on
Straight
Carvana, and look, a good dealership experience is awesome if you find a good dealership that you could trust. Carvana was amazing. It was the best experience of my life.
They just deliver it to your house, right?
Just literally got dropped off.
It's like Uber Eats, but like for a car.
There was a scratch on the bumper that wasn't disclosed in the listing. It wasn't and it wasn't super clear. And I said it to them, and they were like, "Okay, give us a day to figure it out." They literally sent us to a local body shop, like a great local body shop. Within a week, it was like perfect, and they credited us money, and it was like I was just like, "This is amazing. This is the future."
That's awesome.
It was so awesome. So you should have done that, but it's okay.
Well, I was looking at it, but they were actually more expensive. So
really,
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
They
land
also
on
have
them
like
either.
delivery fees, like non-refundable delivery fees and stuff. On some of them, where it'll be like,
I think it must have changed.
it's like $2,000 to get it delivered, and it can't be refunded.
For us, it was. It must have changed because we got ours in 2020 or 2021, and it was super. Like we could have the same week been like, we don't want it, and we've gotten like a total refund.
Yeah.
So maybe
there's certain ones where it's free shipping. So those you get your full money back, but the ones where you have to pay for shipping, even if you return it, you don't get your money back for the shipping.
Interesting.
Have you guys seen a Tesla truck, by the way, on the road yet, or no?
I didn't. I saw one, but not on the road. It was at the dealership.
No, like driving on the road next to you. Nothing yet?
No.
Have you seen one, Josh?
But just seeing it in person was crazy.
I have not seen them in person
It did not
yet.
look real. I'm like, what the heck?
I'll say this: if I see one, I'm gonna look for MKBHD. That's the assumption in New Jersey. If you see a Cybertruck in New Jersey, there's a good chance it's Marquez Brownlee because he lives in Jersey and he'd be the only person to have one. I feel like.
Well, I feel like a lot of people have them now because they're like on sale to the public.
I don't know. Hey, you guys want to check out this mailbag? It's been a while since we've gotten to listen to some of these calls together.
We've gotten so many mailbags.
Have we?
Yes.
Have we?
Let's take two today. Like guys, so many people called in this past week. I think it was like a record-breaking week for us with the calls. We appreciate all your calls, and we're taking them. We're taking them as much as we can. So yeah, let's take a few of them today, Josh.
Yeah, if you want to call in the mailbag, the number is
908 67 99 99 3.
Hey, Garden State guys, this is Alex from Jersey City, listening to the latest episode, talking about digital IDs. I don't think they're the best idea. Eventually, thinking about the future, decades down the road, we have digital IDs, and eventually could be rules where you need to scan your ID to get into a building, or whether it be public or private. And if the state arbitrarily marks your ID as do not enter for just or unjust reasons, it only prevents your liberty as a citizen. I don't think it's a great idea, but I'm only one person, and I don't really have much control over this, but I love the show. Catch up with you guys later.
Thank you, Alex.
See, here's what I will say is
Well, first of all, you were very like you even commented on our Instagram.
I deleted it because I was like, I got to be a supporter of our crew when our boys show up. But yeah, you guys did a story about this, and I was like, man, I leave for a week, and you guys immediately are kissing Phil Murphy's butt. And it's like we're not haters of any politician here, but it was like you guys are like, this is a great idea. Let's go digital on my ID, and I was like,
and what was my response to you, Josh?
Did you listen to the full clip?
Yep.
I didn't listen to the full thing.
Yep.
I didn't get that far in.
Classic Instagram comment right there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I personally, thanks Alex for the call, by the way. Personally, I see no need for this. It seems like it's a non-issue. They're presenting solutions to issues that don't exist. And this is going to take, what they said, 72 months?
Something like that.
And it's going to cost how much money? And it's just like, who is the leadership that's making these decisions? Why do we need a digital ID? Paper ID works perfectly fine. You have a barcode on the back to scan it when kids want to buy liquor or any of this other stuff.
Kids are buying liquor?
Well, maybe, if they have an ID. And I think it's just the type of thing where it's a non-issue. And I think Alex makes a good point. If things go totally digital, there's a good probability that I think it would allow for certain powers to take place that don't need to. Now, one of the pushbacks I heard from even our friends was, well, if it's optional, what's the big deal, right?
Well, I kind of see it like Apple Wallet. Like people have their credit cards on their phones now, right?
Yeah, but the way I see it is, so a few things with that. That's optional because you still get mailed a credit card. I have a weird suspicion that this will be optional for a period of time, whether that's 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years, and eventually you will not have the option to get a paper ID anymore. That's my thought on this.
But you said like 20 years down the road?
Could be 20, could be 50 years. I don't know, but I think that my personal stance is you should have a paper ID.
I love the idea of paper. Like I
should have an ID
everything
in your wallet.
But even if it was optional for forever, right? Optional, you still wouldn't get it on your phone just in case you lost your ID somewhere.
If it's optional forever, I think then that's fine. I still don't see it being as a good use of tax money. It just seems like a dumb pursuit when it just seems ridiculous. Like, for what? What's the purpose?
Do you currently use Apple Wallet or no?
I have, let me see if I click on it. I think I have Apple Pay. Yeah, I have my debit card connected to it.
Okay.
But I'll use my debit card here and there on there. I mean, I don't mind Apple Pay, but that's also not a government ID. That's not the point. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind the theory of having information on your phone. I just think that.
But doesn't the government already have all your information from when you do sign up for your ID and you give them everything?
It's not about them having your information. It's about why does it need to be on a digital device?
Because everyone's always carrying around their phones, and a lot of people don't want to carry physical objects anymore.
I think that's ridiculous.
Oh, I do too. Like I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm just saying that's what our society's at.
Yeah, I think it's stupid. I'm saying our society shouldn't be at that, and we should keep a paper ID. Mm-hmm. I don't want it on my phone. I mean, if it's optional, that's whatever. But if it comes down to you having to get, I don't want, to his point, right now, if tomorrow, let's put our tinfoil hats on. If tomorrow I was on some sort of a banned list, they said I'm not allowed in certain public spaces. I have hateful opinions on the Garden State podcast, and nice. I can't. And I try to go most office buildings when you try to get into them, you have to pull out an ID, they scan it, and what if it gets to the point where it's just like you're pulling out your QR code ID and they're scanning it? I just think it makes it makes things too interconnected in a way that I don't like. I'd rather it just be good old paper is great. Tell me I can't buy.
Keep it old school.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think sometimes, and it's not even a matter of the conspiratorial end. I think it's just a non-issue. We're solving for a non-issue.
Well, just wait. In 10 years, we're going to be on the podcast talking about how your ID is going to be a chip in your arm, and all you got to do is scan that.
Yeah, but we joke about that.
But I'm serious.
You go to Whole Foods right now. You can pay with your fingerprint. It's have you guys seen that?
Scary. No. I actually don't know that.
Whole Foods in Vauxhall, the one it's next to Milburn and Maplewood. They have fingerprint checkout. So it's not conspiratorial. It's totally real. I don't like that. I like being I like there to be a little bit of privacy. Of course you have to have an ID to drive a car. They have your social, they have your height, your weight, your address. I don't know. I just don't like it. The phone thing weirds me out a little bit.
I'm curious to see how everything rolls out with it and how it comes about.
Well, it's going to, again, it's going to be really expensive.
What, to create the app.
Well, yeah, they're going to probably contract some massive software company, and because it's a state contract, it's going to be. I mean, what do you think? Like,
well, my thing is like, isn't there like a
$120 million?
120 million.
Oh, how much do you think it's going to be? Like, it's going to be millions. It's not going to be $2 million to roll out an ID system on phones in New Jersey for the state of New Jersey.
I just don't know how that stuff works.
Like, let's make up a number. Like, I think 40 million sounds like more accurate than $2 million.
How much do you think they spend now creating IDs, like printing and all
It's
that?
a piece of paper with laminate on it. Nothing. You spend nothing. I mean, like, what would be the cost there? And you pay for it. They don't pay for it. You pay for a new ID at the DMV.
Because like for digital, you're saying they just have to create the app, right?
Well, they also have to store all that information somewhere and
then they have
maintain
to upkeep it and
Yeah.
and maintain it. It's not just like, this is not just like a one-time, hey, let's build a system. Like, this is going to, and then every single time they service whatever this thing is, it's going to be, I don't know. It just seems like unnecessary bloating. And maybe the systems are already built because they say other states have this already. I don't know.
Well, I was confused because other states, I was looking at pictures when I edited the video. Some of them just look like you take a photo of your ID, and it's just like,
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, it looked terrible.
Well, why don't they make that legal? Why don't they just say, hey, if you want your ID on your phone, we're going to make it legal for you to take a photo of it and store it in your Apple Wallet.
Yeah, well, I guess like you could easily fake it or, edit it, so that's probably why.
Yeah, but people fake physical IDs already, so it's...
Mm-hmm.
There's never smart solutions. It's just always, hey, we're going to spend a ton of money. It's going to take 72 months. It's going to be on your phone. I'm not even as concerned about the conspiratorial stuff. I think that's, Alex makes a good point about the building thing, but I just think it's more just not needed. Needed. It's just,
I think it's going to get a lot of pushback too, because people already argue like people in low income communities have trouble getting IDs. And now it's like you're going to make it digital, and you're going to require that they have a smartphone to have ID.
That was my thought too, with like voting ID, right?
Yeah, like the main argument against it is that people, you're like blocking people in low income communities from voting because they may not have an ID because they can't afford one or something like that. Like, or they can't afford to get to the DMV to get one. And it's like, now you're going to require that they have a smartphone for their ID. Like, that just seems crazy.
Stop thinking logically, Jordan.
Sorry.
You're drawing conclusions that make too much sense.
They don't want you to think this way.
Why would if the concern is some people can't get paper IDs, why would we then jump to having
Digital.
IDs on your $800 cell phone device?
Yeah. Unless you're buying everybody a phone.
I mean, so then that's actually an interesting point. Like, if it did go completely digital, if they said, like, let's say 20 years from now, the state of New Jersey required that your ID is totally digital. Does that not and put some onus on state and local government to supply phones to people that can't afford them in order to have the right to have an ID?
Or you just have to make it so some people can have just a normal ID, physical ID.
Which, I mean, that
seems like the
okay.
easiest solution is just like you could have either one.
I think what I don't get is why. And maybe this is what I'm verbally processing this. I'm processing this as we talk it through. Why doesn't like Apple Pay, right? I mean, doesn't Apple already have an ID function on it, on the Apple Pay thing?
I don't mess with that. I don't even know.
Like, why don't these states just go to Apple and be like, hey, could you just add an ID function so people could scan their IDs and put them in? Like, that would be, and then the state just goes, hey, we are okay if you get stopped by a law enforcement officer. If your ID's in your Apple Pay, we will accept it. There's the solution. We don't have to upkeep that. Apple is in charge of, I guess the challenge there is Apple has your data, right? And maybe that's why people wouldn't want to do it, but they already have your credit card.
Yeah.
So it's like,
what's there to fear? At
you know
that
what I mean?
point?
Like,
They already have a scan of your face and your fingerprint, so it's like, who cares?
and then people that trust Apple and say, hey, I don't care if Apple has my ID, then they could put it in. I mean, you can put your passport. Can you put your passport on your phone? When you go to the airport, isn't that a thing? There used to be a passport app on the iPhone. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I've always carried my physical passport. I'm very not in tune with all this digital stuff.
Let me see. My Apple Wallet has my gym membership, my debit card. That's our business card.
My guy is just digital all the way over here.
Yeah,
he just doesn't want his ID on there. His Apple Wallet stacked, this guy.
My YMCA.
He trusts Apple with his life.
I trust Apple more than the state of New Jersey, to be honest with you.
That's crazy.
That's my honest perspective.
I would agree with that.
All right, so let's move on to the next phone call here. We had one other one we wanted to hear. Is that cool, Josh?
Let's go for it, baby.
All right.
I'm Sydney. I've been listening since like episode 3, and I'm not from New Jersey, and when I started listening, I didn't live in New Jersey, but I'm not going to say you guys were like the reason I moved here, but y'all inspired me to actually come here and move and live in Jersey City. And it's really awesome and really amazing. And I'm glad I chose to live here. And oh my gosh, it's just great here. So yeah, I'm in Jersey City, and I get really happy whenever you guys talk about us or mention us. Yeah, I was so surprised when I came here and they still had Sears, by the way. I went in there, I literally walked in there, and the energy was just so terrifying. Like, I don't believe in ghosts, but I would fully believe me if you told me that place was haunted.
Sydney, Josh, thank you for the call, Sydney.
Yeah.
That just really made my day. But Josh, we're the problem. We're bringing more people into Jersey.
I was going to say, now I know I can get a house. I'm stopping myself from getting a house.
We're making Jersey sound too good that people just want to come here, bro.
Like, people should just not come here. We should just tell them, like,
start talking crap
murder,
about Jersey.
crime, murder, everything's a mess, you know? But Sydney, thanks for coming. She didn't say where she came from, though.
I know. She said y'all.
Yeah, I was about to say, she said y'all. So
There was a y'all
somewhere
in there.
down south.
She did the old flip-flop, south to north. I'm trying to go Tennessee, so I might do the inverse.
Yeah,
Sydney.
you might grab the accent. But Sydney, I'm glad that you're enjoying Jersey City. She sounded very happy. Like, she's like, I'm so happy. Like,
Jersey City's really cool, too.
well, it's popping. Yeah, man. If you like the city environment.
It's just expensive.
I could
if you're
never.
in the right area.
I need to be in like the suburbs, bro.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm suburbs through and through.
Suburb out.
I'm trying to get like rural suburbs next.
Oh, bro, get me out to like Califon or something like really out there, bro. Like, get me away from people and
Pittstown.
Give me land watch. It's the dream.
Listen, man. As soon as NJ.com comes through and writes us that check, and takes this off our hands, we're getting farms. And then we're going to start the Pennsylvania podcast.
Ooh.
The Coal State podcast.
I actually don't want to talk about Pennsylvania.
All right. Well, hey, Sydney, thanks for the call. Glad you like Jersey City. You know, it's cool that we have a new lifelong Jersey resident, it sounds like. She might be here for a bit.
And she got to enjoy Sears.
She got to enjoy Sears.
God bless her.
I didn't understand that because she said she was excited to see Sears, and then there was ghosts in it, which I don't know.
Yeah, she was like, it's kind of like sketchy. I was like, all right.
But thank you everybody for calling the mailbag.
I think we got to do what you and Jimmy did that one time where you guys did like a mailbag episode.
Yeah.
They're piling up again. So we might have to do like a separate episode just going through them because everyone has so many, all the calls are so interesting. And like if we took them all, it would take an entire episode up. So mailbag episode, I'm saying it now, it's coming again. So.
All right. We will get a mailbag episode going. But for now, let's get in to the news. Hey, before we get into this week's episode, we want to remind you that we are recording from the Vintage City offices. Josh, I'm not going to ask you for 3 adjectives, but I want you to say one sentence. Like one single sentence about what the Vintage City office space has done for you.
Walk in, you know, it's like a rebirth walking in here, dude.
Yeah, so if you don't know what the Vintage City offices is, it is a space right here in Elizabeth where we have our own studio. They have really office, cool. Yeah, they have office spaces available for you. If you're looking for a place to work out of, you're looking for, maybe you own a small business, you need your own little office to meet clients in. It's a beautiful, brand new building, awesome space, lots of cool amenities. And you can call or text them for a tour. The number is 908-259-4488. That's 908-259-4488. You'd make sure to tell them the Garden State guy sent you, and make sure when you get here, you come take a selfie with the big Garden State neon sign. Thank you. A fired New Jersey Transit boss has revealed dangerous design flaws in the Portal Bridge project.
I mean, this is a little concerning.
Yeah, we're building. You know, if
we're about to be on that bridge, dude.
If there's any sort of a project where you don't want design flaws, it's a bridge.
A train bridge.
A train bridge
where you have no control over anything. You're just stuck in your train car.
This is an interesting story. This is interesting because this engineer was fired, and now he's coming out Jerry Springer style.
Love it.
And he's spreading the dirt. He's spreading everything,
bro.
It says the engineer who oversaw New Jersey Transit's Portal Bridge project accused the agency of ignoring his whistleblower concerns about the new bridge's design, which he alleges led to retaliation and discrimination, says a recently filed lawsuit. So that's pretty concerning.
Wow.
Within months of his hiring at New Jersey Transit, in 2021, Mohammed Nassim, the agency's former chief of construction management, began reporting design defects, including the dangers of track settlement and issues with construction work being built too close to the existing corridor, and the navigation issues in the river, says the lawsuit, filed in the Supreme Court of New Jersey and Essex County last month. These issues, the suit says, jeopardize the safety of traveling public, pose potential dangers to rail passengers, disruption of service and delays to the project, including the potential to derail passenger trains.
I mean, like, we're not trying to cause panic here on the Garden State, but this is not us. This is Muhammad, bro. He's coming out with the truth.
Nassim is an engineer with 34 years of experience, including at Amtrak, where he worked on the Portal Bridge and the other gateway projects. So this is not I
trust a man with 34 years of experience.
Mohammed Nassim has spent 34 years building bridges for trains.
I trust him.
He's saying, there's issues here. I blew the whistle. Nobody listened, and then they fired me.
Racism.
I think, knock it off. I think he's about to get a nice check.
I mean, I hope he gets his check, but I also hope that the bridge doesn't fall apart when it opens.
Yeah, it's probably
it's a brand new bridge.
Maybe that's his bigger concern. I don't know. So hold on, let's keep going here. Nassim alleges in the lawsuit that he raised these issues a number of times publicly in meetings during his employment at NJ Transit, as well as in emails and privately to his boss, Richard Schaefer, who became senior vice president of capital programs. But his warnings were ignored. In some cases, Nassim alleges he was told by Schaefer to shut up, or that he didn't know what he was talking about, the lawsuit says. Nassim was fired in October 2023, and he told NorthJersey.com at the time that it was a very unfair decision. The project Nassim was overseeing was a $2.3 billion Portal North Bridge, a replacement of the Portal Bridge, a 113-year-old swing span that is a frequent cause of delays on the Northeast Corridor. So what do you think here? This is crazy.
Have you seen the new bridge been going up the past few years?
Yes, I have.
Oh, dude, they're flying with this project.
They're moving.
Dude, every time I'm on the train, like every few months, like there's so much more of this bridge. It's crazy.
Well, they're taking us over a 113-year-old bridge.
Mm-hmm. Right now.
And that's crazy to even consider.
It looks rough.
113 years ago was what year? It was 1911?
Yeah.
Let's see. Who was president when that bill? Who do you guys think?
I don't know my presidents that well, bro.
I don't know.
William Howard Taft was president when that bridge was built.
That's crazy.
That bridge was built before. When did World War I start? 1908?
I think it was right around there. I think it was probably right after that. It was in the
1914. That bridge was built before World War I. Guys, what are we doing? And people are on their iPhones going over a bridge that was built when horse and carriages were still like. Were there automobiles driving around Manhattan in 1911? I said
probably.
Let's find
probably
out.
Some. But I don't think
when did cars come to Manhattan? Okay, cars became popular in the U.S. after the introduction of the Ford Model T in 1908. That bridge was built 3 years after the Model T. Guys.
And it's still up.
We're still going over it. Meanwhile, our state is pumping money into getting your ID on your iPhone. What are we doing? Our infrastructure's a mess. No, but okay, I know I'm being a troll, but our infrastructure is a mess. Tolls are going up on the highways. There's potholes everywhere. There's an overdevelopment everywhere you look. This is, and the federal government's subsidizing this. Didn't Pete Buttigieg show up for the photo op for this? Did you see that?
I don't know who's there.
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg was there because the federal government, this is part of, I think, President Biden's infrastructure plan, was this particular bridge. It's actually, this is like a national news story.
And now, like, the former boss is saying this thing is not safe.
He's saying, get off the bridge. It's going to blow. It's going to be like one of those old black and white movies where the train goes into the gully.
Like, I wonder now that this story is, like, public.
I love it.
Like, now that it's public, if, like, the current guys running the job are just, like, taking these concerns into their own hands, or if this guy is just completely just off the rails.
They're probably like, now that he's gone, get the duct tape out.
Yeah.
Tape it together. No, I don't know. I mean, maybe, there could be a few things happening here. It could be that he's totally validated and there's real issues that we should be concerned about.
Yeah.
It could be that he's
just mad he got fired.
He's mad he got fired, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to voice some concerns. Because the reality is, maybe there are things with the bridge that one perspective could say it's dangerous. Another perspective could say, no, I think based on our research, it's good. And he might have a gray area grounds to be like, they fired me. I'm going to come after them and at least get them in court with, I voiced concerns. Because it could be a matter of perspective. I don't know.
Yeah, there could be different styles of construction here.
I would love if I doubt they'd let him speak, but Mr. Richard Schaefer would call into the podcast so we could talk about the bridge. And maybe even about Mohammed Nassim.
I would love to hear about it because, we travel on this bridge to New York City. And our lives are in New Jersey Transit's hands at that point. So I want to have...
Could you... Okay, name 3 organizations that would be worse to have your life in their hands than NJ Transit. Like, let's try to think about this.
Worse?
Yeah, like Enron, maybe. I was gonna say, ever use Enron? Maybe, man, I'm trying to think. Like Boost Mobile.
I trust Boost Mobile.
I mean, like if your car breaks down in the middle of nowhere and you got to make a phone call, you gonna trust if you have Boost Mobile to be the... Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, give me one more company that would make sense. The FBI. Okay.
I don't trust
You went
them.
federal. You went political, but...
Not political. It's because I just watched a Netflix show where... Did you guys see American Nightmare on Netflix?
No, what was that about?
Oh, you got to watch it. I don't even know how to explain it. It's one of the craziest shows I've ever seen.
My wife probably watched it.
It's like a true crime thing.
American Nightmare. Oh, yeah, Shelby told me about that.
It's crazy.
The kidnappings?
Yeah, I gotta watch that. The FBI just like dropped the ball so hard, and I was like, okay, I don't trust them anymore.
Well, it's kind of scary. Every time there's like a major, like a school shooting or...
They're on their watch list.
Yeah, they were reported to you guys like 6 times, and you did nothing about it. Yeah. But then, I don't know, whatever. This is a whole different conversation.
I have a question about the bridge, though. Why didn't they just build the same bridge?
Because the original bridge was built in 1914.
But why did they just make it the exact same? Because it's lasted this long.
So like vintage looking.
Yeah, just
you make a good point. If it worked for 100.
Yeah, why not replicate it?
Yeah, it's like you have evidence that it worked.
Wait, Jordan, this is a good point here. Hold on. I mean, they could have upgraded the tech inside of it.
Yeah, you could add a little something, but...
If you have a bridge that's lasting 113 years, I mean, that's pretty good, a pretty good track record.
It's a great track record, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting, Jordan. This new one
could have saved them some money.
Well, our bridge is being built to last longer.
It might cost more, that's why. There's a lot more concrete with this older bridge than it looks like with the new foundation of this one. So maybe it's a money thing.
That's why it's not stable.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder...
Well, the more concrete, the better, right?
We said the old one has more concrete, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the new one is...
it's not as stable because there's not as much concrete.
As much.
And that was just a speculation. I'm not sure about that, but just going by my eyes, like that's what I assumed.
Oldest steel bridge... America, let's see. I'm curious, what's the Eads Bridge? This is in Mississippi.
It's a beautiful bridge.
It's nice looking bridge. When do you think it was built? Let's find out.
I would love to run an Instagram, just bridges.
1882. That would actually be a cool like bucket list thing to see like all the bridges.
Yeah, just a collection of every bridge in the world, or just start with the United States of America. That would be really cool. I'm a bridge guy. Like I love civil engineering. I love roadways. I love all that stuff, bro. Wish I could have made it in life with that.
I mean, the Golden Gate Bridge, you look at it and you're like, how do they do that? It doesn't make any sense.
I love suspended bridges, bro. So it's mind-blowing. Like, it really just works so well. It just doesn't fail.
It creeped me out a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, especially when you see it rocking in the wind in the windstorm. So cool. Engineering is sick. Shout out to our engineers.
But when you think about those bridges were built, there's guys in an office on paper with like...
Oh, yeah.
They were just original engineers.
No AI, no
calculators. They were just figuring it out, going, I think it'll work. Let's just try it.
And
then building it and telling people to go across it. And I mean, yeah, there's been some, I don't know if you guys ever saw that one bridge flailing in the wind and falling over. So like,
it happens. It's life.
Man. Look,
people make mistakes. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Let's move on to the next story. The 2026 World Cup final will officially be held at New Jersey's MetLife Stadium.
In New Jersey. Not New York.
New Jersey.
Everyone keeps saying New York. It's New Jersey. Most beautiful part of New Jersey. We're hosting the World Cup, baby. It's us. It's our time to shine.
This is our moment.
Have you seen all the memes
Guys, East Rutherford is finally having its moment. I've seen the memes.
I love the one where it's like Europeans are going to be forced to deal with this, and it's a ton of different like highway signs on 95.
Listen, I posted on our meme account. The European mind cannot comprehend.
It's beautiful.
Route 3.
Wait until people show up to Jersey thinking they're in New York and they see what we see in the Meadowlands.
What I wonder is, are all stadiums kind of on the outskirts?
A lot of them are, yeah.
So this is a similar vibe no matter where you go.
I mean, like, well, Dallas, AT&T Stadium was the one in competition for the finals. And that one's more like within Dallas, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
cool.
I feel like a lot of them are kind of like in...
Well, like, yeah, Staples Center's in downtown LA, right?
Yeah, or like
I mean, that's a bad
SoFi
example.
Stadium, I think, is like in...
Yeah, it's in Inglewood, so like right there.
Where's Mercedes-Benz? Is that Atlanta?
That's Atlanta.
Is that in Atlanta, though, or is it like some random...
I haven't been to that one. I don't know. What's the new one in Las Vegas where the Raiders play, where the Super Bowl's happening? That's like right in the midst of Las Vegas, which is cool. So
Yeah, but I feel like Vegas also has a lot of room to build. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
it's just surrounded by a desert.
Here, it's like,
But like in the actual Las Vegas, like everything's on top of each other.
True. So you want to read the article on this one? And we'll
Sure.
get some info.
I don't want to read it. You read it.
The 2026 World Cup final will take place at New Jersey's MetLife Stadium to cap a tournament set in cities across the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, soccer's international governing body, FIFA, announced Sunday. The final will be held on July 19th at East Rutherford, New Jersey's stadium. Mexico City will host the opener of the 104-game tournament at Estadio Azteca on June 11th.
Great Spanish, Josh.
Estadio Azteca.
There you go.
Estado
Unido.
During the event, though, the 82,500 capacity stadium will be officially referred to as the New York, New Jersey Stadium.
Stop.
To comply with the FIFA policy against non-sponsor corporate names.
What's that mean?
So FIFA has a rule where they can't have MetLife. That's a corporate sponsor. They have to put like the
They
location.
can't just call it New Jersey. It's got to be New Jersey, New York.
No, I get what you're saying. It should just be New Jersey.
It's a selling point, but stupid.
Here's what I don't get. Why didn't they just use Citi Field for this?
Citi Field?
That would have been so cool. Just get a big baseball stadium.
I mean, like, could they actually fit a
soccer pitch?
A World Cup size soccer pitch in there, though?
Probably not.
I think they can.
Well, they do soccer games there, but the World Cup has different dimensions, and that's what we discussed a while ago. So I'm not sure.
Because I know, what is it? NYFC plays in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like soccer games that happen over there. So
I don't know how much bigger the field is.
Also, I think for World Cup,
I think that would be weird, though.
I don't think they want to showcase a baseball stadium that just kind of looks whack. Like,
because it does look really weird. It's like
the entire world's watching. You don't want to make it look like that.
Yeah, but you also put the seats in, and you're right. Like, I think MetLife is a very, very standard looking stadium. It's
also,
a stadium.
Citi Field is only like 65,000 capacity too.
That's true.
It's way
smaller. They could fill in the field with some more seats. But yeah, no, you're right. Stadium, it makes more sense. I just think the New York, New Jersey thing is going to annoy the heck out of me.
I mean, that's all we're going to hear until the World Cup.
It says MetLife Stadium, home to the New York Jets and Giants, hosted the Super Bowl in 2014 and Copa America in 2016. New York City Mayor Eric Adams and New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy celebrated the announcement on social media. As a lifelong soccer fan, I am thrilled to announce that the FIFA World Cup 2026 final will be hosted by New Jersey and New York City, Governor Murphy said in a tweet. I don't get that. Like, why did Murphy need to say that? Like, we're hosting it. Is it because the hotels in New York are going to be flooded?
Probably. Yeah. There's going to be so many people just flooding this area. So, like, people are going to be staying in New York because this is New York. Who wouldn't want to stay in New York?
I get why there's clearly people are going to, most people, if they have money and they're going to be traveling for this, they're going to go, okay, let's stay in Manhattan. We'll get a cab or an Uber out to the game and then we'll go back to Manhattan.
Yeah.
People are not going to be staying in Montclair. I mean, some people might get an Airbnb in Montclair, but most people.
If you own an Airbnb,
yeah,
your prices are going to skyrocket.
Oh, it's a good idea. We should get.
Yeah, you buy some homes now.
So, what are your guys' thoughts on this overall? Like, what are your honest opinions?
Well, it's interesting because right now MetLife Stadium is turf, and there's a lot of controversy with the turf at MetLife, saying it's like cursed, and so many athletes get injured at MetLife, especially during the NFL season. Just like search NFL turf MetLife. There's so many conspiracy theories because they say it's the worst turf in the whole league. So for World Cup, though, you need real grass.
Yeah.
So they're going to be spending around $400,000 on planting real grass leading up into the tournament. And I believe it's going to be for Copa America as well.
I'm not a soccer guy. I wasn't raised watching soccer, but I think it'd be fun to go to MetLife and see 80,000 people going wild.
Oh, yeah. I've done it before. It's great. It's electric.
What I will say is, why do they pick us for the final? There's so many other stadiums that could have been the final. Why not just like one of the stadiums is MetLife?
Because New York is, the face of the country.
I guess, but I just feel like...
Where do you think would have been better, though?
When I hear Dallas as a stadium, I'm like, that seems really cool. Like, think about
but Dallas is not New York status.
Think about the Olympic Games, right? L.A., Dallas, Chicago. I guess New York makes sense, but it's Jersey.
Nah, Dallas falls out of line for me.
I think Dallas is like a classic big stadium American city. That's how I feel.
I think of
Atlanta.
Football when I think of Dallas, though.
Yeah, but these are all football cities. We're trying to convert. I don't know. To me, I just feel like, look, as a Jersey resident, I love the state we're in. We have the Garden State podcast, but man, I wouldn't want to travel to go to MetLife Stadium. It's not, to me, as far as stadiums go, it's not like a mind-blowing sporting experience.
Well, once you get into MetLife, it's great.
Yeah, but have you seen like
I've been there for a few, like Argentina, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil. Like it was just electric from tailgating to being inside the stadium to all the crazy fans. It was awesome.
But do you think that was more because the atmosphere of the fans and the excitement?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But so my point is, there's some stadiums that are mind-blowingly futuristic. And I know someone commented, I didn't know this, but someone commented, soccer is not a big screen sport. It's not a sport where you go to a stadium where there's a big screen in the center.
No.
Abel commented that. He was like, this is not, the sport does not exist with a massive screen in the center of the dome. So I get that. That's interesting. But when I think about like Mercedes-Benz, that new stadium, I know we wouldn't do a baseball stadium, but the Miami, is it the Marlins? Who has the new stadium in Florida?
Marlins, yeah.
The Marlins have it. Yeah, that ballpark. You just see how futuristic stadiums are becoming.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, man, I just feel like we're going to bring people for the final game to America to see.
I think it's just the draw of New York.
No, I get that, but I feel like this is a prime PR opportunity for us as a nation to be like, yeah, check out our stadium. You're a guest in our house. Come see what we have to offer. Mm-hmm. And MetLife is not it, in my opinion. MetLife is it's a beautiful stadium. It's clean. It's big. It's robust. There's a lot of seats. But I would want to be like, look, like remember when Dubai that was building stadiums?
Yeah.
Like, let's build a freaking new stadium that's going to be in a city, and we're going to say, come see what America has to offer when you come for the World Cup. The entire world is going to be watching a single game, and it's going to be MetLife Stadium. Does that not feel a little weird to you?
I mean, like, what are the cities to compete with New York? You got New York, Chicago, Los Angeles.
I mean, LA has SoFi, which is really nice.
I mean, like, you said SoFi. I'm looking it up right now. Like, this does look pretty awesome. But like, what are the best? What's the other one in Dallas? What was that stadium?
AT&T.
What's that look like?
Oh, the one with the giant screen.
Oh, it has the screen. But like, why couldn't they go, hey, we're gonna remove the screen?
I don't think they can. Or like, I don't know if that's a possibility.
I thought that was the one with the screen that goes around the stadium. And it's not
that's SoFi.
Like this,
I thought Mercedes-Benz also had the one.
Oh, Mercedes-Benz. I was talking about AT&T.
AT&T Stadium to me looks like this is what we say, hey, you're coming to America to see a game. This is the stadium.
Dude, people see the Statue of Liberty. People see the buildings, the Empire State Building. It's so iconic compared to Dallas. That's why they want to bring tourists here. Tourists want to go to New York City. They don't want to go to Dallas.
That's it. Listen, I totally get it for the surroundings. I just wish, again, as a New Jersey lover, as an America lover, I'm a fan of what we're doing around here. And I feel like it's just very milquetoast. It's very like, it's just a stadium, It's just a building near a lot of cool stuff. And I wish
next to the American Dream Mall.
Like, I wish people could show up and see, here's the retractable roof that's going to pull back just as the game begins. Like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's what we're about.
You see the stadium where the opening's going to be in Mexico?
No.
Type it.
What's it called?
Forgot the name.
FIFA Mexico Stadium. Let's look.
Let's see, World Cup opener. Look at the view. It's insane.
Okay, but see, you're annoying me already because I'm going to see it. I'm going to be mad because it's going to be amazing. FIFA Mexico Stadium opener. What's it called? Yeah, I think to me, I just wish we built a stadium in the Rocky Mountains, like in Colorado. Like I know that's random, but my point is, and I know that's not a major metro hub. I know it's not that New York is the world city, right? New York is the greatest city in the world. We can all agree on that. I just wish there was picturesque.
What about like Seattle?
Seattle's
Isn't their stadium like in a really cool spot? I could be wrong.
I don't know, but you probably have a view of Mount Hood or something like that.
Yeah.
Like Seattle's a cool city, and it's or LA even San Fran. I just feel like if you're bringing people in from around the world to see America,
I don't know if you want to take them to San Francisco.
But when they play the game, it's going to be helicopter shots of Lower Manhattan, then they'll cut to East Rutherford.
Yeah,
dude,
which is what they always do.
Like, look at the mountains in the background.
Where is that?
That's the Mexico spot, bro.
Wait a second. That's what I mean. Okay, that looks like a Halo map.
That's what I was looking at.
That looks like a Halo 2.
Like for the Mexico stadium, I'm looking at a photo. There's like mountains in the background.
Oh my gosh, what stadium is this?
It's one of them. I don't know if that's
what I mean.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
They're showing us up. That shows up. That stadium, without the mountains, that stadium alone looks
Plant
cool.
a mountain right behind the stadium. That's all you need, right?
Sick. Well, like, I don't know. I just feel like what has happened to the greatness, man? We're parked too long on this story. Let's move on.
Yeah, we're an hour into this pod, 2 stories in. Let's keep it moving.
All right, let's keep it moving. So, a study came out this week ranking New Jersey as the second most hated state in the United States.
I love this.
Why do you love this?
I wish we were number 1.
You like being hated?
2 things. You're hated because you're doing something right. And number 2, if we're hated, good. Keep hating on us. Don't come to New Jersey. We don't want you here. We're fine with the people we have here. We don't want any more people. If you hate us, stay away. Stop talking. It's crazy because we live in these people's minds rent free.
Yeah,
right?
Rent free, man.
So that's a good thing that people hate us because we're doing something right. And, why do you get hate?
It's true. And, I always say it's the family thing. Like, I can make fun of my family, but if you make fun of my family, we have issues.
100%.
I can make fun of Jersey, but if someone from Mississippi makes fun of Jersey, guess what? We're about to have another civil war.
Stay in Mississippi. We don't want you ever coming into New Jersey.
We're going to lose that civil war.
You're from Mississippi. Like, you have no room to talk.
But you know what? I think we would lose that civil war.
Who's the number 1 most hated state on this list?
Let me go back to the actual ranking. Illinois.
Interesting. A lot of people hate Chicago.
Illinois is one of the fastest shrinking states in the United States.
Well, look at the crime rate in Chicago. That's why.
0.54.
Wait, when they say most hated, does that just mean like the residents hate it the most, like, and they're leaving, or like everybody else in the country hates it?
I don't know. I think it's a combined force of. Also, I don't know how these lists are made, but like someone was voting. And
because that makes it sound like it's the people who live there hate it.
It could be, and a lot of people in Jersey hate Jersey, but they live here.
Yeah.
So it comes from both sides.
I could understand how someone could hate New Jersey.
I mean, yeah, there's flaws everywhere.
It's just there's a lot to hate, but
there's also a lot to love.
Yeah, it's like it's got character. There's character to New Jersey in a way where you could hate it. You could also easily find a lot of good things about it.
I hope people keep hating New Jersey because there's way too many people coming into the state right now.
Yeah.
What's on this list? Like, who's the top 5?
Top 5
most hated states in America.
Illinois, New Jersey, New York, West Virginia, and California.
West Virginia
did nothing wrong to anyone. They're just chilling.
Why are they there? Like,
I think the way they're collecting the data is based on people leaving the state, because it says West Virginia has lost 0.76% of its residents.
So maybe
in
it's
recent
based
years.
off of that.
Ohio and Virginia, they're moving to.
Ohio?
Yeah.
Why would you move to Ohio?
I mean, John Denver, man. John Denver literally wrote a song about West Virginia. Which, by the way, some people say it's Western Virginia he's talking about.
Oh, so not West Virginia. He's talking about the western part of Virginia.
About, like, Shenandoah.
Which is in Virginia.
Which is in Virginia, yeah.
And the Shenandoah River, the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Shenandoah. I don't think the Blue Ridge Mountains are in West Virginia itself. I could be wrong about that.
I know Blue Ridge Mountains are in North Carolina.
They're in North Carolina. I think they might go
into Western Virginia, not West Virginia.
Tennessee as well.
They are in Tennessee for sure. Yeah. Kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, guys, we made it. We won another accolade here in New Jersey. We are the second most hated state. I think we could get number 1.
Oh, easily. Very
what
soon,
do you think?
Too.
Could we hit the number 1 spot?
I hope we hit number 1, dude.
Yeah.
The more hate, the better. I love this state so much, so keep on hating. It's like when people hate the Garden State podcast. It's awesome Because these haters just keep commenting on our videos, engagement. They keep making videos about how bad we are, brings more eyes to us. There's so much good that comes from hate at the end of the day. And some people, it all depends on how you take it in. Some people see hate and then they take it very like personally and emotionally, and then they get affected by it. But like, you can't take hate seriously. You just gotta like laugh about it and, take it all in.
I want to clip just you saying there's so much good that comes from hate.
Haters are such a bunch of losers. There's so many just losers out there, bro. And they don't realize that they're actually helping our cause by hating on us. People hating on the state of New Jersey, it's good for us.
Yeah.
Just don't come here. There's already too many people here. I like it when the state's emptier. I hope more people leave the state. But it's not going to happen, but I hope they do.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next story here. Many school districts in New Jersey are turning to virtual learning due to the looming teacher shortages.
A lot of the state doesn't actually know how many kids are actually currently learning.
Yeah, the article talks about that, how they're unsure of the actual number of how many students are learning.
Like some schools have shortages of teachers, so they're like, all right, we're going to do more digital, like online learning. Yeah,
I mean, this has been an issue we've talked about on the podcast. The state is losing teachers. They're trying to incentivize it. Like Newark had crazy starting packages where you make a fair amount of money as a brand new teacher. So they're really trying to get people to teach, but people do not want to be teachers, and teachers are leaving the field. So now they're going to put maybe, like if you think about it, it makes sense. It's almost like a lecture, like in college, how there's lecture halls with 300 students.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's going to happen is they're going to have like 300 kids on a Zoom call to learn math.
Yeah, and that's like the worst thing that could ever happen because obviously when you're in college, you're old enough to actually like, all right, I'm paying for my education. I have to learn. Kids, you need to have, these kids cannot focus if they were in a 300-person lecture hall. That would be madness, especially on Zoom, bro.
They can't even focus one-on-one. It's like, imagine
100%.
1 on 300.
You guys don't think there's got to be a better way to do education?
I mean, homeschooling did you well, right?
I was homeschooled for a while. I think homeschooling is awesome if you do it the right way.
Yeah, as long as your parents are focused and they're teaching you something.
The thing with homeschooling is realistically you need like 3 hours to get all your schoolwork done.
What was an average day for you, homeschooled?
I would say like 8 to 12. I'd get most of my work done.
And then what's after 12? Are you done?
Yeah, you're pretty much. I mean, like there'd be other homework and stuff to do. I mean, I did it up until then I went to my high school.
Was it a tough transition going from like 8th grade being homeschooled to going to an actual high school? Or no? I
played baseball, so I knew some guys. It was definitely weird, and I think the big challenge with homeschooling is the socialization aspect. A lot of homeschoolers end up being kind of strange because they don't have, a lot of social elements. That's changing because there's co-ops now, and homeschooling used to be
seems like it's better like these days.
When I was growing up, it was like a curse word to be homeschooled. People were like, "You're homeschooled." Like,
nowadays, it's kind of a trend.
It's very trendy to homeschool your kids. I think the reason I say that is I saw this meme the other day that said, "What information takes 12 years and 8 hours a day to teach kids?" And you're kind of like, "Yeah, what is going on?" I mean, I saw the other day, I saw this meme that said, Asians speaking 3 languages, Europeans speaking 2 languages, Americans not even being able to master English. And I was like, it's so true. People butcher our language. Americans that have gone through our school system, they're not good communicators. So what is going on in the public school system where, people used to go to school and even when they were homeschooled, they'd learn philosophy and they'd learn all, you'd learn stuff that, I don't know, made you... I just think about the founders when you read about the founding fathers and they were all homeschooled and they were like in their 20s and they were geniuses. They knew all about, all this Greek philosophy and you're just like, what 18-year-old could talk to you about philosophy? None. Zero. So I'm not saying homeschooling is the solution. I'm just saying like maybe like 100 years from now, public schools will just find a better format. And I think there's a lot of really great teachers doing their best. I always will defend teachers because I think good teachers are a great commodity. We need good teachers.
So what's this article basically saying?
Yeah, sorry. We're a little bit of a tangent there for a second. New Jersey school districts are using virtual learning to fill educational gaps caused by teacher shortages. But advocates and lawmakers say they don't have a clear picture of how many classes are taught virtually.
So they don't know.
At a joint meeting of the Senate and Assembly Education Committee, teachers, superintendents, advocates, and virtual learning companies shared anecdotal evidence about how online instruction is used in school. Advocates urged lawmakers to pass legislation directing the Department of Education to collect data on online instruction and impose regulations. The state is continuing to face a shortage of teachers and other staff, which is leading schools to turn to virtual instruction and what several superintendents said is a last resort. Speakers agreed that an in-person teacher is preferable to a virtual one whenever possible, but often there are no qualified teachers available.
Sad.
There's a teacher shortage, and it is at crisis stage. As a result of that, we need alternatives to be able to properly educate our children, Hamilton Township Superintendent Scott Rocco said. As superintendents in the state of New Jersey, we want highly qualified New Jersey certified teachers in front of our students. They are not available. So, I mean, this is the issue is we have a shortage, and we got to figure something out.
And schools are just turning to virtual learning, and that's not a solution.
It's about to get dystopian.
Like I said, we're in crisis. It's crisis mode. Like these districts are freaking out. They don't know what to do anymore.
I could fix it.
Are you going to be a teacher? They need more teachers.
I could fix it, though.
What is it? Homeschooling?
No. I mean, homeschool. Hey, if you want to homeschool your kids, God bless you. I could fix it. We need a campaign backing teachers and also backing strong parenting.
Okay.
We need to shut down this garbage where the inmates are running the asylum, where if kids are bad, they're going to be harshly disciplined, and maybe they won't even move on to the next grade. I don't know. We need to be, we're about to talk about the car theft stuff in Paramus. My perspective is we have become soft.
It's true.
We've become a society that is just very, very soft all around. And as a result, teachers show up and they're like, I don't want to deal with these kids that are the inmates are running the asylum. They show up to school, they're disrespectful, they're bad, they're ruthless.
Get the wooden stick out, get the belt out.
And I'm making $55,000 a year when I could go get a corporate job making twice that. What am I doing with my life? You know, I have the passion, but kids are, and I was talking to a teacher last week that said he was in Linden and he left Linden. He was like, I left because the district got bad at a certain point. And he's like, I could tell you off the top of my head, like 5 other teachers that have left districts because they were just getting so bad.
Yeah, man.
The students are different.
It's the theme of this podcast every week.
And, you know, we have talked about this. You know, it is, you know, we sound like a broken record. We need to figure out how to make these institutions that we love and trust. First of all, parents need to trust them again because I think there's a distrust in education. How do you do that? It needs to be clear communication with parents. And then also, I don't know, there needs to be some sort of an effort to get parents and teachers to the table together to go, hey, listen, teachers are going to say, we can't do this if parents aren't going to back us up and make their kids do homework and believe in education. And vice versa. Like it needs to be a partnership and it needs to be strong. But there's no strength in any of this. It's just weak.
Yep.
Put kids in front of a camera. Dude. They're gonna be zombies. They're gonna be zoinked out
really
on
scary
Roblox.
Looking at the future and how that's gonna pan out.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
I just, if I was Governor Murphy, I would do a press conference tomorrow addressing the parents of the state of New Jersey. Like this is what needs to happen. We need partnership. Come together, figure it out.
Do you think Murphy sees it like that though?
I think Murphy knows what's going on. Of course he does. You know, he knows that if you go to a district where parents do not give a you-know-what about their kids' education, yeah, it's hard to be a teacher there. That's why they're paying more money in those districts.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure he also knows, like, qualified teachers don't want to do it. So you could pay them more money, which is definitely a great incentive, but also money only lasts for so long before you're like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the good money in teaching is not going to be as good as good money in, you know, if you go work for a software company, you know what I mean? If you go work for Microsoft, the good money there is going to be 6 times what it is as a teacher. So it's like, you got to find ways, smart solutions that make the education system strong, that promote trust in educators, that create clear I mean, there's a lot of distrust in the education system right now by many people.
Yeah.
You know, like we hear about all these things going on in schools where you're like, what's being taught in the classroom? Who is this teacher? Can I trust them with my kid? That needs to end. We got to figure out solutions. But I think, online learning is just a Band-Aid. So I
agree.
One thing I hate is it's really easy to point out issues, and that's something we do a lot on this podcast. It's so easy to point out what's wrong with the system. I don't have the solutions. I haven't run for governor. Neither have you. But it's clear there's
And we
issues.
don't plan on doing it either.
What?
Jordan does.
Jordan,
I do. I have
you're
a
our only
solution.
hope. You or Jimmy. One of you guys are going to end up in a political position. Watch.
I'd do it.
Jimmy. I want Jimmy Parks to be head of the state. All right, let's move on to the next story. We're about to make somebody famous here.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, we're going to make a celebrity here.
I like making celebs.
A retired corrections officer vanished just before going on trial for sex trafficking a 14-year-old girl. My goal today is to make this man famous.
We got to get his picture out everywhere right now.
Let's get this photo out there.
We got to put it out in front of everyone in New Jersey.
So this guy, he's a retired corrections officer, and he never showed up in September for a child sex trafficking trial. His name's Kurt Young. He's 56 years old from Dennis Township in Cape May County, and he was accused in 2020 of paying a pair of traffickers to bring a 14-year-old girl to his home for sex.
What the heck is wrong with you, bro?
So this guy's a sick individual, and he's disappeared.
Wait, he didn't show up in September to the trial?
Yep.
So he's been missing since?
Yep.
Then why is this coming out now? The past 5 months, he could have gone anywhere.
My brother, I don't know.
He could be on the other side of the world.
Probably is. He's probably in South America chilling. Authorities say they arrested the two after state police detectives responded to an escort ad and met a girl in Atlantic City during a sting operation. Their investigation found Ross and Davis had been exploiting the girl who was not related to either of them. This is sick that this goes on in our state. People talk about human trafficking.
Bro. It's everywhere.
Man, they're bringing 14-year-old girls around to sell their bodies to these absolute degenerates that should be, as far as penalties for this sort of thing, my brother, under the prison, they should.
Castration, mutilation. All the above.
The way you said,
he just says it so calmly.
Like, castration, mutilation.
Dark thoughts just boiling.
No, I mean,
dude,
I think that's the minimum. I think
pain, suffering to the max.
Or just the death penalty. I don't know.
It's too easy.
If you're gonna traffic 14-year-old vulnerable little girls, you have no place in New Jersey society.
No,
so let's make this guy a star. Let's get this on.
So there's no more information about this, like what happened with him, or he just disappeared in September. That's a deal.
So here's what it says. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead. We're gonna make him famous. It says Young was accused of paying them to bring the girl to the Dennis Township home in Cape May County and faces charges including conspiracy to commit human trafficking, child prostitution, sexual assault, and child endangerment. But he never showed up for jury selection, and authorities haven't seen him since. State Attorney General Matt Plotkin's office issued a public alert on Tuesday asking anyone with information on Young's whereabouts to call 1-877-WANTED-2. The U.S. Marshals are also offering a cash reward for information leading to his arrest, the statement said. Young's listed attorney did not return a message seeking comment. Court records show a bench warrant was issued for his arrest in September and revised in October. Authorities did not explain why the public alert was issued more than 4 months after they lost track of Young.
That's weird.
And details on the conditions of his pretrial release were not immediately available. Here's what annoys me is we have a New Jersey podcast. We try to do our best to shed light on this stuff. I just said we want to make this guy famous. Let's use our platform to make this guy a star.
Yes.
Matt Plotkin, if you reached out to us 4 months ago, Attorney General Matt Plotkin, if you hit up the Garden State podcast in October and said, we need all of New Jersey social media to be talking about this, we would have made you a video, man. I would have gladly made a video.
Now this guy could be on the other side of the world living a completely different life in persona because he had 4 months to run.
He's gone, man. But listen,
I don't understand this article. Like, what took so long?
I want to throw that out there. If Matt Plotkin, send us this stuff, man. Like, send it. We have our email. Send us. If there's something that needs to go out, I'll gladly cover it.
They don't take us seriously enough.
Yeah, but guess what?
They just see us as two bros. A bros podcast.
Guess what? We
got the push.
We ran the numbers yesterday. I think between TikTok and Instagram, there's like 12 million views or whatever on our stories a month. It's
not trying to brag, but yeah, it's kind of legit.
That's a lot of people. So if we could do anything to help, I'd gladly help. But also,
now if the pervert's on the loose,
if the state's not going to do their due diligence to get this out in time, then this guy's just going to run amok and he's going to cause issues.
It's so annoying, dude.
Jordan, what do you think?
I don't like it.
Wow.
I said 2 words earlier.
Yeah. Castration.
What's mutilation? What's mutilation?
Just like
you mutilate somebody, you cut them up.
Just like destroy them. Yeah.
Oh. okay, just making sure. Yeah.
Why? What'd you think it was?
No. I'm just because I said 2 things. I just want to make sure the difference between both were just different worlds.
The act of mutilating or being mutilated.
Yeah,
to inflict serious damage on something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Mutilation station.
You could do something publicly like that.
Well, they used to do like in Morristown on the Green. They used to do public executions and
imagine if we brought that back for stuff like this.
Well, for our next story, I have a point regarding that, Jordan.
A public execution.
Park that thought.
Okay.
Public humiliation.
Okay. Not execution.
Not mutilation.
Well,
public mutilation. We can stone them to death.
Oh my God.
Okay, so listen to this. Secaucus, New Jersey is planning to install cameras at entrances and exits in an attempt to end car thefts.
So every entryway and exit of the town, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cameras,
which I think already exist.
Not at every single entry point though, or exit.
So if you don't know, New Jersey has a really bad Grand Theft Auto issue. Grand Theft Auto is when you just steal a car, right?
Yeah, it's not just a video game.
Yeah, that's what the game is named after. Well, there's a big car theft issue, and there's towns like Summit, Montclair, Secaucus, where people steal the cars and they drive them to a port, usually Newark Port, and they ship them out of the country. They sell them. Did you know that's what they do with them?
Yeah. Quick job. 1, 2, 3, done.
So the state can't figure out how to resolve this, and I have the solution for them. I have it.
What is it?
I can resolve it very quickly. But here's what it says. To crack down on car theft, Secaucus will install security cameras at every exit and entrance to its Hudson County town. The town council said the initiative should deter and solve crimes in a town where car theft has been on the rise. Despite the fact that our town has one of the lowest levels of crime in Hudson County, we are continually looking for ways to enhance public safety, said Mayor Michael Gonelli. The cameras come with license plate reading capabilities, and only the Secaucus Police Department will have access to the security footage, Police Chief Dennis Miller said. I can assure town residents that cameras will not be utilized to monitor their travels. Rather, they will be used to assist the police department in its fight to suppress the ongoing auto theft problem plaguing New Jersey communities, Miller said in a statement. Deterrence tactics is a main element behind the safety plan to prevent stolen cars, which are typically used to commit other crimes. So he just vocalized my issue with this. Who's to say that someone's just not going to steal a car, then drive into town, or swap their license plates?
I don't understand what the cameras are even going to do. It's like,
there he is.
We see him.
I saw him.
You're right. They could just change the license plate out, right? Like right after they leave the town, after they're on camera.
Yeah, or you just go steal your neighbor's car or a car in your community and then drive it into Secaucus, steal a Mercedes-Benz G-Class, leave the stolen car, get a new stolen car, and leave.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different scenarios at play here.
I mean, to me, the issue is the penalty for these sorts of crimes.
As in, there's no penalty.
Tomorrow, the state of New Jersey should issue a statement saying, if you steal a car, you will get mandatory 25 years in prison, no less.
You think that would bring down the rate?
Oh my goodness. If you are caught stealing, the reason it's happening is the penalty is not harsh enough. If Matt Placken tomorrow said, we are doing a state...
But also, these guys get away too easily. It's like there's a police chase. They get out of the town, and then the cops stop chasing after them.
Okay, so if the state police, because these guys always got to get on a highway, whether it's the Parkway, 78, the Turnpike, whatever, to get to these port places. If the state police launched an initiative where they said, our goal is to capture 10 people that have stolen cars in the month of February. That's our number one mission. I know this is la la land. I'm making this up, and the state police are going to laugh at this. But if they said this is our goal, and then Matt Placken said, I'm getting behind this initiative, and when we capture these people, they will get a mandatory 25 years in state prison. Do you not think this is going to be resolved rather quickly?
I don't know, man, because I feel like these criminals are not scared of those numbers. I feel like they think they're unstoppable. And
until they are stopped.
But I think the crime will continue to go because these criminals are just so stupid.
No, but I think one of the reasons they think they're unstoppable is because there's no punishment, really.
It goes either way.
Did you guys see that whole thing that happened in Times Square where those police officers got attacked?
Mm-hmm.
And then they let the guys out without bail.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is that like showing people? Like, you can literally go up and violently attack a police officer and then be out of jail.
It's insane.
So like,
it's total insanity. And you could steal somebody's car and not face, I mean, the penalty, I guess, it gets gray because people always come at us with this, but I think it should be very clear. Again, Phil Murphy should come to a microphone tomorrow and say, if you steal a car in the state of New Jersey and you are caught, you will get a mandatory 25-year prison sentence. We will not negotiate it. That is what it's going to be.
With some mutilation.
I was going to say.
That'd be great. Like, cut off a finger.
Well, that's the other thing is
no one wants to lose a finger.
I'm harsh on, so this is an issue where that sounds extreme, but this is like, at what point what's the solution? They keep stealing cars. You know, cars keep getting stolen.
So you think the cameras at every entrance and exit of a town,
I don't think they'll do anything.
Right? Pointless.
I mean, it's going to help you to go put on the local Facebook page, hey, if you see these people, but they're going to be wearing ski masks like they always do.
Yeah.
So it's like they're going to be wearing ski masks in a car that's probably already stolen, coming into your town, stealing cars. Maybe it helps the response time. Maybe there's someone monitoring the cameras going, hey, there he goes. You know, he got onto the, But
the amount of time it takes to steal the car that leaves Secaucus is like, by the time it's reported, it's like, oh, yeah.
And then
you're going to check are you going to check every single camera and just like, oh, there it is.
I wonder if the residents of the town are happy about this or they're actually pissed.
It's going to cost $500,000, by the way.
Oh, it's only $500.
But here's the other thing is, then it's a jurisdiction issue because you go, and this is the real big issue with the car theft. Let's say you take a town like Summit. The Summit police chase the car to Route 24. It gets on Route 24 and then it leaves.
Long gone.
And it's a Mercedes. But again, these are like G classes. These cars with 10 cylinder engines that could go, they have 800 horsepower, which is why they're being stolen.
Yeah.
They get on a highway, a Crown Vic or whatever, this police squad car is not going to be able to keep up with them. And it's outside of their jurisdiction.
Yeah, man.
Like a Summit police officer is not going to Newark to pull you over. There's no reality in which that happens. Nope. I don't think, unless it's some crazy situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if they're allowed to do that. Maybe they are. I don't know. But you reach a certain point where it just becomes kind of laughable. It's like, it doesn't seem like...
It's got to come from, Murphy himself, like you said.
And Plotkin, Matt Plotkin. You guys gotta figure out some really, really, really lay down the hammer on car thefts.
These criminals are just laughing at you. They're just having too much fun out there. They're getting away with everything.
I don't know. I mean, why couldn't that be? Is that too simplistic? Why couldn't that be done? Why can't they just go, hey, we are going to get tough on certain crimes that are plaguing our state right now?
But who makes that decision?
I think it'd be the attorney general.
They should start with all the sex offenders.
Just say, this is how long we're making it a minimum sentence.
I don't know.
Because I don't know who,
I don't know. I don't know.
You can't just do that for anything. Like, oh, if you're speeding, the minimum sentence is you're getting life in prison.
Yeah. Well, I think...
Who gets to make that call?
Yeah, it should start with all the sex offenders, all the pedophiles, because there's a lot of that happening. Yeah, we'll start with them because that I think should be the harshest penalty, and then we can move to car thefts and all that garbage.
So Congress has established minimum and maximum punishments for many crimes, which the judge uses to craft a sentence.
Okay.
So the judge really, at the end of the day, gets to judge and make the call. And I don't know if our judges have gone soft. I'm sure we have some great judges in the state. I'm sure some of them, like anything, not so great. But I don't know. Someone in the state has to work this out. I think we need to put our big boy pants on and start laying down the law in all areas of culture. We need to get our house in order. There is disorder in the state. We need to get back together and sort some of this out.
Let's get back to our roots.
Get back to our roots. Jersey's tough, man. We're a tough state. Tough
Jersey's
people.
Strong.
But we're next to the Statue of Liberty. A bunch of immigrants came in here from Europe and other places to make a better life. These are tough people that built this state.
Oh, yeah.
And we've become soft. We've become a bunch of, we want to feel good. We want to, people to tickle our belly and make us feel good. And guess what? It ain't going to flow. We need safety. We need order. And I don't want, nobody's going to steal my car. It's be strong.
Yeah, we don't have G classes over here.
Listen, if I had a G class,
Jordan drives a Lexus, so maybe Jordan, but not us.
Yeah. But hey, with that's the last story of the day. I hope it works for Secaucus. Good luck, guys, and good luck to Secaucus police.
Yeah, GGs
tracking these guys down. But that's all we had for today. Any closing thoughts here?
You know, just another week in the dirty jers. You know, nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. You know, pedophiles, murders. I saw a comment yesterday. Someone's like, "You guys did a story on pepperoni, but you guys didn't do a story about a murder in my town." And I wanted to respond, but I didn't. By basically saying, like, "Dude, we cover like 7 stories a week in the 2 hours we film. Like, if you want news, like."
Yeah, every single one would be murder.
Did that comment get a ton of response?
No, I don't think anyone responded to it. I just saw it. But, like, I was like, I wish we could, but, like, we're just not, like, this is not our full-time jobs, and we're not, like, constantly behind the mic.
It's dumb.
To, like, be able to report. I wish we could, but
I think people have to understand if you want us to just talk about murder all day,
it's everywhere.
The reality is we have to balance, and we talked about this before, we have to balance our communication, the news, between really heavy stuff like, hey, every car's getting stolen and there's a pedophile that escaped, with fun stuff like the World Cup and, you know, the bridge drama, because the reality is you can only handle so much of the negativity, man. There's so much darkness. It's like heavy all the time. And we want to talk about the funny story of the pepperoni vandalism. That's funny. Like that's very Jersey.
It's
man.
very true.
And I don't know. I think people got to understand it could be heavy if you just talk about heaviness all the time. And Jordan is just so
it just all sounds
dark.
The same.
Jordan is such
I carry like a very dark energy. I know.
Yeah, it's like a shadow follows him. He walks in this room and I feel a heaviness about him. So, yeah. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for listening to the podcast. We appreciate all of our listeners very much. If you're coming to the Polar Plunge, by the way, we will see you in just a few short weeks.
I can't believe it's right around the corner. Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Seriously, if you haven't signed up, get on that right now, dude. Like, sign up. It's the link in our description of this podcast. You need to sign up right now and come plunge with us. We're going to have lots of things happening. So
yeah. And with that is the end of the episode. Thank you all for listening. We will see you next Friday with more New Jersey news, information, banter, nonsense, and just all around, silliness.
All the news you need to know.
All the news you need to know this week.
That's what someone once told me.
Wonder who said that. All right, everybody, have a good week. Later. See you.
You're listening to the Garden State. Dirty Jers.